maintain your submission and continue to make the man who is already designed to be head, keep him, uplifted and respected.
Well, I don't want to take up too much time, because this brother Nathan here, we've just been talking, but I'd just like to say this. You're right. And here's the problem. We should have focused on the head, because you know the Bible says the head is sick, the whole body is sick.
Right.
So we didn't. It became a challenge. Even the late Senator Patrick Moynihan, with the Moynihan report, said if this is going to work, all these programs, we're going to have to focus them on the black man. Well, it made such a stir, because it made it seem like the black woman was going to be a part of it. So a lot of the black leaders were like, let's not touch that. We don't want to get into that. So they blew that off, and he said, I guarantee you in 40 years, the black family's going to be worse off. And it is now, because we didn't focus on the dilemma of the black man. He was struggling back in the 60s. I'm not saying he was in a great position. I'm just saying he was in the home. When I grew up, everybody on the block had a father. And some of them were married, some of them weren't, but they were there. And the problem becomes now, after putting the female in charge for so long, like you said, how does she get a spirit to submit to the man as a teacher? And that's going to be the biggest challenge we're going to deal with coming along, because I've seen a lot of female pastors say, it's not going to change. I got a copy of the State of the Black Family that we had just up there at Greater Grace last year. And there was a few sisters on that dais like, look, we ain't about to go back.
I don't think it's going to change, because you got it's the line between the words independent and being content. A lot of young females, they're being content with the stuff, the things that the state offers, like the welfare and the food assistance and child care. They're getting content with that. They're not being independent. They're thinking they're being independent. They're not being independent because they're getting satisfied. They don't have to do nothing.
That's a big challenge too, because this generation does have this expectation that somebody owes them something. I don't know where. I tell my kids, I don't know where you get that from, to think somebody owes you something, and it probably has to do with the way that we said, well, I'm going to make it easier for my kid than it was for me. That whole mentality that has really messed up this society as far as youth, because they don't know the power of earning a dollar. They don't know the power of the values of working and those ethics. And so there's always the mindset is, what's the alternative from doing the right thing?
I went to Howard University in the 80s.
I
went to Howard University in the 80s. I was in D.C. About 10 years. And what I noticed was what we call bourgeois, well-off black people. They had a certain disdain towards people who, even blue-collar employees, white-collar bourgeois had a disdain towards people who had to work with their hands, people who were in the streets, and people who were on assistance. Now, I don't have any problem with people on assistance. Now, what they said to them was, you're not worthy. They looked down on them. So what these people said was, okay, if money is the only key, is all I need, then I will get that. I'm not going to go after the education. I'm going to skip that and get right to the money. So they created an entire industry around music. Hip-hop came from the bottom. Rap came from the bottom. The streets, people were angry. These men didn't have no jobs. They've been educated in the schools. And they were like, what, it's like a jungle. That was one of the first hits.
That's right.
They created an entire industry out of nothing. And they would come, and guess who they would come for? The women. These same bourgeois women who had disdain for them, they would pick them right up from the school, and those girls would go right with them guys. Matter of fact, I know Chris Rock stayed up there. I know his wife, Blake. So I know what these women wanted. They wanted a guy that appeared successful. Whether or not they got there the right way or they got there legally or whatever, as long as they had an appearance of success. And I mean, that causes a great area.
That's a big challenge. I talked to a school teacher that said that what I need to do, he was asking me if I would start something to begin to talk to the young women in school. He said because the young men who do well and would be academically astute, that they don't want to do that because the girls will not give them the attention, but they go to the ones that's disobedient, the ones that's acting up, the ones that's representing the bad boys, and that's who they're geared towards. So the guys who could do